Okay, hello everyone. So today's topic is force on a wire in magnetic field. So suppose I put a current carrying wire in magnetic field, then how much force will be there on the wire? Like the force will depend on which parameters and how the force will change while changing parameters. So all this we are going to discuss in this lecture. There is a very important derivation also covered in this video. So you have to write down that derivation also. Also, there are some numerical that I'll be solving. Please write them also. Okay, and then at the end of this lecture, I'll be giving you a quiz to solve that you have to solve and submit. Okay, so let's move forward. Okay, so suppose we have a current carrying wire. Now we know that a current carrying wire consists of moving electrons. So electron has a charge, it is moving, and its average velocity is drift velocity. And suppose magnetic field is B. Now we know that force on a charge due to magnetic field is QVB sine theta. Now we have electron, it means it will have charge. It is moving, it means it will have velocity, and there is magnetic field B. So definitely there will be a force on this all electrons, and these electrons are binded in a wire. So basically there will be a force on the wire. The force will also depend on theta. How it will depend, we'll discuss in another slides. So first, why there will be a force on a current carrying wire? Because current carrying wire consists of moving electrons. They are moving with an average velocity drift velocity. And if we put a wire in magnetic field B, then the wire will experience force. Now we'll derive the formula for the force. Okay, so please write down all the important parameters. That magnetic field will denote by B, drift velocity by Vd, total charge by Q, length of wire by L, area of cross section A, and we will have one very important parameter called as number of electrons per unit volume. It will be small n, and charge of one electron will take minus E or E minus. Okay, now this number of electrons per unit volume is a parameter which depends on type of material. So if there is a metal, n will be more. If it's an insulator, n will be less. So for this wire, the area of cross section is A, length is L, so volume will be A into L, area into height. Now n is number of electrons per unit volume. So in unit volume, number of electrons are n. But our volume is A into L. Our volume is A into L. So number of electrons will be n into A into L. Because n is number of electrons per unit volume. So in 1 meter cube, number of electrons are n. So in A into L, number of electrons will be NaL. And charge of one electron is E minus or minus E. So total charge will be NaLe minus. Because number of electrons is NaL and charge of one electron is E minus. So total charge will be NaLe minus. Okay. Now force on a charge is QVB sine theta. We know that in a wire, electrons move with an average velocity called as drift velocity. So on the place of V, I will put Vd. On the place of Q, I'll put NaLe minus. And on the place of B sine theta, B sine theta. Now we have already learned in current electricity that I is equal to ANEVD. So in the place of ANEVD, I'll put I. So force will be ILB sine theta, and in vector form, I'll write the value of or formula for force to be I L cross B, where F is force on wire, I is current in wire, L is length vector, B is magnetic field vector. Okay, now how to use this formula? First we'll learn that. Need to remember one very important thing, that direction of length vector is parallel to current vector. How? Suppose we have a wire in which current is I, length is L and magnetic field is B. We know that length vector is parallel to current vector. So current is in positive x direction. So L will be Li cap, magnetic field will be Bj cap because magnetic field is in positive y, and force will be I L cross B. On the place of L vector, I'll put Li cap. On the place of B vector, I'll put Bj cap. L and B will come outside and force will be I cross J is K cap. So force will be ILB K cap. K cap means the force will be in positive Z direction. Okay, we'll solve another numerical. So a wire of length L and mass M carrying current I is placed perpendicular to magnetic field B such that it remains in equilibrium. Find value and direction of magnetic field. So we have a current carrying wire I of length L and mass M. So definitely gravitational force will be acting downwards, whose value will be equal to mg. So if it has to be in equilibrium, then the force due to magnetic field should be in upward direction, and the value of force should be same. So on the place of F, I'll put mg, because if it is in equilibrium, then the magnetic force will also be equal to mg, but it should upward direction. So mg j cap. On the place of current, I have put current. On the place of length, now see, length vector is parallel to current vector, so I'll put li cap. And B, find value and direction of magnetic field. So B is unknown, so just put B like this. Now mg j cap will be equal to I li cap cross B vector. L will come outside, so mg j cap will be equal to IL I cross B. And if we'll take this IL by cross multiplying, then mg by IL j cap equal to I cross B. Now remember, I cross minus k is j cap. So definitely B will be in negative z direction, and the value of B will be mg upon IL. So magnetic field will be mg upon IL minus k cap. You have to learn this trick, like how to use this formula to find the unknown direction. You have to learn this trick. Okay, so we want j cap, we have I cap. What I'll cross multiply here that it will become j cap, it will be minus k cap. So I cross minus kj. So direction will get by this formula, and the value you just take the B equal to mg upon IL, because j cap and I cap are unit vectors. Their magnitude is 1. So magnitude of B will be equal to mg upon IL. Okay, we'll take one more numerical. Suppose we have a current carrying wire I of length L, but it is at 60° with magnetic field. So magnetic field in positive X, but current carrying wire is placed like this. So if you remember, there's a topic called component of vector or resolution of vector in class 11th. So we'll resolve this L vector. How will resolve? L vector will be L. See, the with X axis, the length is making 60°. So cos 60 I cap, and for the y positive y axis we'll write sine 60 j cap. So this is how you have to write formula when a wire is not parallel to magnetic field. So we have length L, the component close to angle will be L cos 60, the component away from 60 will be L sine 60. So L vector will be L cos 60 I cap plus sine 60 j cap. Magnetic field will be B I cap, because magnetic field is in positive direction, and current will be I. So putting all the values F equal to I L cross B, I in L, this L is common in both the terms, it will come outside. So putting value of cos 60 half I cap, sin 60 root 3 by 2 j cap cross B I cap. Now this B will also come outside. So I cross I is 0, because I cross I, if two vectors are parallel, their cross product is 0, and J cross I will be there, and J cross I will be minus K. So force will be root 3 by 2, I will be minus K cap. You have to learn this trick when a wire is not parallel or perpendicular to magnetic field. You have to learn this trick, because in NCERT many questions are like this only. Okay, now what you do is you submit a quiz depending on what we have learned today. There will be 7 to 8 questions, MCQ type, all of them. You have to submit, and if you have any doubt, you can WhatsApp me.